Good day, everyone. This is Joel Solomon from PRS and the Roadmap. And today's session is all about how to use our college planner on the web-based Roadmap Planning Suite. So here we are, and I use Safari. Our program runs on virtually all of the type of web-based browsers that you use. I use Safari. So you click on your link to the roadmap. Of course, you'd be given a login here with your own information and password. So continue to enter your assumptions. Now, whenever you're going to run a case, you've got to start with somebody, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to click on Add New, right? That's what I did over here. I went to click on and I hit Add New. So I'm going to put in this particular case, let me put in Joel S. And let's make Joel Solomon, let's make him 45 years of age and let him live in California. Now, even though we're going to do a college planning approach, the system has to run through its basic calculations. You'll notice under client retirement income, there's a default of $100,000. Just leave this alone. It doesn't apply, but it is necessary just to do the first calculation before you click on the college planning tab. Right now, we're in client profile. So we're going to move down the tax qualified assets. You'll notice there's nothing here and nothing over on the other side. All these defaults remain the same. Just arrow down, hit save, and continue. Then scroll down, generate results. So again, this is the retirement planner that runs automatically. Not important here, but it has to calculate through this, and then you click on the tab College Planner. So asking for the child's first name, let's put in Sloan, and let's suppose Sloan is age 5, which means there's 13 years until the child gets to college. And we'll assume 4 years in college. Let's suppose for Sloan that if she was there today, so do not assume inflation at this point. She's there right now. How much would tuition be? And your client says, let's figure on $30,000. What inflation rate for college would you like to assume? He says, I want to assume 5%. Now, you might want to talk him, look, inflation's been pretty high on college over a long period of time. So in order to not blow him away, I would normally just suggest to the client, let's just plan on 4% compound inflation. If he wants to change that, that's fine. Put whatever you want to put in there. Now, in his 529 plan, which is going to grow without tax, let's just put a 5% default rate in. This is the default that's in here. If you want to change it, that's fine. The next question is, how much have you already saved for college? He says, I've saved $25,000 because I'm saving $5,000 a year. And Mr. Client, are you willing to pay anything during Sloan's college years? He says, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'll pay $10,000 a year every year during the time she's in college. So if that were the case and you hit next, what would happen is the system would show you exactly where Sloan stands. So by the time she reaches age 18 in the year 2028, he would need to accumulate $159,000 in the 529 plan. The tuition is $30,000 in today's dollars, but by the time she would get there at that 4% inflation rate, it would be about 50, then 52, $212,000 of cumulative tuition costs. Now remember, in this case, he said, I'm willing to spend $10,000 a year during college years. Now, when this happens, this is obviously going to reduce the amount you need to save every year between now and then. But that's what he assumed here. So assuming the 5% growth on assets, just to summarize everything, he would need to accumulate about $160,000 by Sloan's age 18, assuming a $30,000 college tuition goal adjusting for inflation, taking into account $10,000 that he's willing to fund during the college years, and a 5% growth rate. So let's look in the box that says results. The amount of capital we need when she gets there, $160,000. He's already saved $25,000, and at that 5% growth rate, we project that growing to $47,000. The $5,000 that he's annually saving should grow to $89,000. So between the $47,000 and the $89,000, we project him having $135,000 at the time Sloan begins college, which means we need to accumulate another $24,000. So we would recommend his annually increasing his savings from the $5,000 to $63.56, because we've got to increase it by that amount. Now, let's go back to child info, and let's do this. Let's add a child. So we're going to scroll down. We're going to put in Page. And Page is 1, 17 years until the child gets to college. And for Page, we think tuition is that she's going to go to a yet more expensive school, so let's make it $40,000. He hasn't saved anything yet. He started saving $4,000 for Page this last year. And again, in this particular case, he knows he wants to assume for Page, because she's 1, that he's not going to fund anything during her college years. Hit next. Now we got to scroll down and we get to Page. For Page, because we've got about 17 years till we get there, we need to accumulate $307,000 at 2032 when Page is 18. The $40,000 tuition is now up to $78,000 the first year, $81,000, $80,000, $47,000. $330,000 of cash flow is needed. So with a $307,000 beginning balance at her age 18, buying $40,000 of college, growing with 4% inflation, and assuming a 5% growth rate in the 529 plan, as I mentioned, we need $307,000, and everything is gone by the time Page leaves college. So again, summarizing, the amount of capital we need when she gets there, $307,000, which you can see here. He hasn't saved anything, so the future value of that is 0. He's planning on saving $4,000 a year, and so that would grow to $103,000. So that means we need $203,000 more. Therefore, he would need to save an additional $7,889 per year on top of the $4,000 he's already saving. Now remember, in this case, he wasn't paying anything during college years. So then we scroll down a little more and look what we get. From 2028 to 2035, all the years the kids will be in college, it really shows that we need to accumulate $412,000. And so looking at what the actual tuition costs would be during those years and the amount that he's willing to fund during those college years and the assumed growth rate, here's what we get. We know he needs $412,000 by the time 2028 rolls around. The projected future value of what he's already doing is $239,000. We need another $173,000. So what he needs to do is increase his savings by $9,791 a year. Or if granddad and grandma want to take care of the kids' college, if they lump sum $92,000 into the 529 plan today, growing at 5%, it will take care of that additional capital required to meet the goal. So this is how we use the college funding planning tool on the Roadmap web-based planning suite. Talk about wowing clients, really impressing them. with what you bring to the table, this makes you a terrific planner with incredible technology. And this is what people want to see in order to refer you to everybody they know. So the only other thing I wanted to show you is the download the PDF. If you click on that, essentially what you see at that point is the whole output will populate, and then you can actually print a PDF of that document, which you see right here. It's really very, very slick. This is Joel Solomon of PRS and